Good morning, class. Welcome back. We are doing question answers of chapter 3, The Enemy, from book Vistas. And so far, we have completed short answer type questions. And in our previous video, we have done long answer type questions. So, in this video, we will do a question which will not only help us to write long answer type questions, but it will also help us to write paragraphs and articles, because when we learn language and when we are studying literature, we must know how to write answers, whether be it long answer or paragraph or any kind of article or anything. So we must learn how to write it properly. Starting our question number 1, and the question is: there are moments in life when we have to make hard choices between our roles as private individuals and as citizens with a sense of national loyalty. Discuss with reference to the story you have just read. So in this question, they're asking about the general life in context with the story. So we have to relate it with the story, the life moments when we have to make tough choices, because this also happens to us, right? There are so many times when we have to make choices. So how we will write this answer? Let's see. Dr. Sadao Hoki faces a dilemma when he finds the body of an unconscious wounded white man lying on the lonely coast with dangerous rocks near his house. His first reaction was that the person was perhaps a fisherman who had been washed from his boat. He ran quickly down the steps. His wife, Hannah, came behind him. When they came near, Sadao found out that the man was wounded and lay motionless. His face was in the sand, and they saw his face. They found that he was a white man with long yellow hair and a rough yellow beard. Being an expert surgeon, Dr. Sadao saw that the man had a gun wound on the right side of his lower back. He at once packed the wound with sea moss to stanch the fearful bleeding. Since Japan was at war with America, the white man was an enemy. Dr. Sadao muttered, "What shall we do with this man?" He answered the question himself. The best thing that we could do would be to put him back in the sea. His wife approved of his decision. Then Sadao made another observation. If they sheltered a white man in their house, they would be arrested, and if they turned him over as a prisoner, he would certainly die. Hannah still insisted on putting him back into the sea. From his battered cap, Dr. Sadao concluded that he was a sailor from an American warship. The man was a prisoner of war. He had escaped, and that was why he was wounded in the back. Hannah asked if they were able to put him back into the sea. Sadao then said that if the man was whole, he could turn the man over to the police without difficulty. He cared nothing for the man. He was their enemy. All Americans were their enemy. But since he was wounded, Hannah understood his dilemma and realized that in the conflict between his sense of national loyalty and his duty as a doctor, it was the latter which proved dominant. Since Sadao too could not throw him back to the sea, the only course left for them was to carry him to their house. Sadao inquired about the reaction of the servants. Hannah said that they would tell the servant that they intended to give the man to the police. She told Sadao that they must do so. They had to think of the children and the doctor's position. It would endanger all of them if they did not give that man over as a prisoner of war. Sadao agreed and promised that he would not think of doing anything else. So students, you see how to write answer of such question. We have to make a conclusion of the whole story into our mind, and we have to write it in order so that our question gets completed. I hope you would have understood this answer, and I want all of you to write this answer in your fair notebook. And one more thing is there. If you want, you can also add something to this answer after the complete answer. It means you can add something if you wish to after the answer, or you can also write something on the next page. Okay, complete this and see you in the next video.